So prior to starting the company, I was working as a nutritionist where I learned a great deal about sustainability, how eating sustainability, eating more vegetables, more plants is important for reducing the carbon footprint, and also for good for your own health as well as the health of the planet. And I grew up in India as a vegetarian where we included a lot of vegetables in a main course, and occasionally families would cook meat. It's not something you eat every day. And then when I moved to the West, I noticed people consumed a lot more meat, which obviously has an impact on the environment. And also I met a lot of new vegans, vegetarian who were struggling to cook different kind of vegetables, to prepare different flavorful meals with vegetables because they didn't grow up cooking or eating those. First of all, it's harder than I thought, much harder than I thought, and it's not just, as I mentioned, it's not just about a great product. There's so much more you have to learn, and you don't, in a job you give your time and energy to it. In business you give time, energy, and your money. You have to keep pumping money into it, and sometimes it's very nerve-wracking. You're not sure if it's the right thing to do, and where do you really draw a line. So having that sense is important. And the food landscape and the retail landscape is so competitive. There's so many because there's a lower barrier to entry. A lot of new products are competing at this stage, so getting shelf space is very, very hard and challenging. And so really it's about having the resilience to keep going every day, because there's an urge literally every day to quit. So bringing a resilient attitude and not a quitter attitude is really important when you start your own business. To start with, it's incredibly challenging to start and run your own business, especially my prior experience has been in working in a corporate where you just focus on one thing, and building your own brand, you really have to wear multiple hats all the time. But it's rewarding nevertheless. For me, the three most rewarding things are that I'm getting to build a brand which incorporates my values and my principles. That's really nice, and I feel I'm onto something. And second is that I really get to directly be in contact with my consumers. I talk to them and I sell at markets, pop-ups, people send me emails. It's so nice to hear it's actually solving a problem and actually there to help people. And third is I'm my own boss. I can pick my own hours with the way that it suits me and my family. That's really rewarding. So we just started in December 2019, and with pop-up markets, farmers market, Christmas markets, and just to test the product to see if people are actually buying it. They're coming back for more. It was great. And then we were thinking of going to smaller stores, to see how our sales are. Do we actually get picked up from shelf with the competing products? And do people come back for more? What the sale velocities are? So it's good to start with the smaller stores, understand everything before you approach the bigger stores. But smaller stores got so badly impacted by COVID that they were like no to new products. So endless number of meetings, phone calls, emails, follow up. You still don't land up in a small store. Forget about the big store. So until you're not in smaller stores, big stores are not even considering you. So it makes it challenging because there's a whole steps and funnel which you can't go further because it's just hard to do that in this COVID times. And the other challenge is that even in farmers market, pop-up markets, sampling is not allowed, so people can't taste your product, and it's much harder to convince somebody it's a great product without them tasting. And also people are hesitant to buy new products without really tasting them. So those are the two challenges which really impacted this. So as for DIY Delish, it's important we want to be recognized as a sustainable brand, as a fun brand which helps you to eat more sustainably, eat more vegetables, eat more plants, and you do it in a delicious and a fun way. We also want to do a part in making the planet more sustainable, giving people the option to first combine them with vegetables and plant protein, not always think of, oh, can I do this with chicken or can I do this with fish? Really think about, hey, which vegetable goes well with this? Hey, which plant protein goes well with it? Really leading those conversations first before you jump to more of animal protein. First plant protein, first vegetables. If you don't like them or not convinced, then you can move to the next one. But really promoting more plants, promoting more vegetables, and be a more sustainable brand for our planet, and also a healthy brand for ourselves. I have many favorite dishes. As you can see, we have 4 flavors, but you can produce so many different combinations of vegetables and plant protein with them, different kind of dishes with them, and use them in varied dishes. If I'm to pick just two, one would be eggplant and garbanzo beans cooked in tomato and tartar sauce, which is like a nice Middle Eastern sauce. It's got a nice tangy flavor. And broccoli and white beans in coconut and ginger sauce, which has got a nice curry, Indian curry flavor. But you can do so much more with these sauces, and it's so easy. Yes, absolutely it has. As I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned that I'm a big champion of sustainability, eating healthy, eating more plants, eating more vegetables, including more of those in your diet. Make sure we eat those every day, and meat occasionally was very key to me. And so when and veggies are so important. They're a good source of vitamins, minerals, folate, fiber, and most Americans don't get enough of veggies in their diet. So how do we make a veggies interesting, tasty, and more welcoming in your kitchen and in your and on your table? So these were really the thoughts in my head when I was thinking, how do we make people eat more vegetables? That's how I decided to come up with these sauces. Of course, every food business starts with a great product. It has to taste great and has to be, have good stability, and it has to be appealing to people. But that's not it. That's just the start. There's so much about selling the product, making pitches, driving around town to different stores. Networking with people. It's very hard to get your product in one go. You really have to meet them multiple times, and there's a lot of hard work. You have to do a lot of pop-up, farmers market, lots of physical work as well as mental calibration required. And you have to set up your own email marketing, you have to do social media, you have to do product development. So you're literally wearing multiple hats all the time. And my advice would be, if possible, try to work for a small business or a startup first, even if you don't get paid, because in so little time you learn so much, and you'll also figure out if it's really something for you that you would like to do, because it's not just about product, it's about the whole funnel. There's so many things has to be done for you to be successful, and scaling it to an extent where it really seems like something feasible or worth doing.